What's happening, guys? We are here. We are live. Sunday afternoon vibes. Manchester United women get the win. Now it's the job of the men's team to do their job. Big up to everyone. You guys know what it is. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. You can join the members club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges. You get your emojis. You get custom member content. And of course, you get to support the growth of the channel. Now, moving on from the women's game, of course, like I said, Manchester United are, are playing today. The men's team are playing. And of course, the biggest topic of discussion coming into that game, unfortunately, is Marcus Rashford. If you are not aware, The Athletic put out an article with exclusive news, moving like a tabloid at this point, but exclusive information regarding Marcus Rashford missing training. Ten Hag did confirm in the pre-game presser yesterday that Rashford was ill and he missed training on Friday. But The Athletic put out an article talking about how they've seen evidence that suggested that he was out partying on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, and then called in sick. Let's start with that, because that's obviously been the topic of discussion in the United fan base in the last 12 or 18 hours. And of course, people are talking about it on the women's stream that we were just doing now. First and foremost, I'm going to say this. The reason why I don't care about it, and I know you lot are going to say you don't care, but you're talking about it. I'm talking about it because you lot want to talk about it. The community wants to talk about it. People want to get their opinions across, and, you know, we're here for that conversation. I'm just going to say, the reason why I don't care about it is because that's tabloid news. People care more so about the fact that Rashford's not performing. That's what I care about. I don't care about what happens on and off the pitch. Would we say that it's a direct correlation between what he's doing off the pitch and how he's performing on the pitch? I'm not too sure it's a direct correlation, because he's clearly just been out doing his business, but this time he's been caught in pictures or footage or whatever it is that The Athletic claim to see. Is it a possibility? Oh, not my camera being a disgrace. What the hell? Sort yourself out, love. There you go. Is it a possibility, guys, that he is actually sick? Is it a possibility that he is legitimately sick? And I said this earlier on the stream, that he could actually possibly be ill. Could have a flu, could have a cold. There's a neurovirus going around. So it could be possible. But the biggest problem of all of this, is the fact that he's just not performing well. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I want to kind of gauge the crowd, because I've seen people comparing it to the Jadon Sancho situation, which I don't think is remotely similar. The biggest difference between the Sancho and this Rashford thing, is that Sancho put out a statement on social media against the club and the manager, and the information that was put out to the media by the manager. Rashford hasn't done any of that. Rashford has just been caught. He's been caught slipping, basically. He's been caught somewhere that there's video footage and photos of him somewhere, and the next day he called in sick or reported ill to the club. I don't think it's the same thing. I think the base of it is similar in terms of both are not performing well. The difference is Rashford, unfortunately, has gotten more chances than Jadon Sancho has. But there's things that we are not privy to knowing, like how Rashford is in training. Like, clearly, and we always say about why does Anthony play? Why does Anthony start? Clearly, Anthony is doing something in training that we're not seeing that gets him picked. And same with Rashford. Even when they're not performing well, sometimes they still get picked. Whereas Sancho was dropped from not just the starting team, he was dropped from the entire match day squad because he was not performing well in training. Also, I think a part of it that plays into it, unfortunately, is that I don't think the manager wanted to keep Sancho. So I feel like inevitably him wanting to sell Sancho in the summer may have caused a reason for him to also want to drop him out of the team. But from what we knew about Sancho, the Sancho situation is that he was not training well. This Rashford situation, I don't think is that similar. I think the way that the manager handles it is going to be under scrutiny, because of the fact that it's now something that's in the public eye, and it's something, you know, he's all the manager had said in the press conference was that Rashford was out ill. Yeah, he didn't hint at what the illness was or anything. He said he didn't train and he missed training today and he's out ill. Simple as that. Will the manager go on now to defend him when he comes back? And this is why I say what the manager does from here on out will be under a lot more scrutiny than anything else, because people will look at the Sancho situation and be like, okay, you dropped a player because he wasn't performing well in training. Well, are you going to drop a player who was out clubbing and then the next day has reported ill, or he was out at a social event, whatever? I actually did not read the article by The Athletic, so I don't know where he was, but he was out on a late night. People were saying he was on a bender, and I think that is probably far from the truth. I think that's far from the truth. It's an interesting one. I obviously want to hear everyone's thoughts and everyone's opinions about this situation, and I think it's very telling, like I said, how the manager deals with it. If Rashford comes back, obviously he's not available for today's game against Newport, but if he does come back and he's available, I think we got Wolves midweek on Thursday, so if he's available for that and he's kind of picked for the starting 11, that will be very, very interesting, because I think that will be very telling of this entire situation. And you know what? Jadon Sancho might have been onto something when he said that the manager has favourites. He might have been onto something if Rashford does not get dropped. I mean, you know, the manager was so big on discipline last year that he dropped Rashford for being late. So if it comes to light, because, and I'm saying this to be devil's advocate a little bit, but also I'm saying this because there's a possibility that Rashford might actually be sick. Like, yes, two things can be true at the same time. He could have gone out Wednesday, Thursday night. Friday, he could have reported ill to training, but he could have been sick. And I think, and I really do feel like if that happens, I think this will go even bigger this will be blown way out of proportion, because then it will genuinely look like the manager is defending him. But it could just be a situation where both things in that nature can be true. I'm going to quickly go through the comments. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button if you've just come through. Be sure to subscribe. Definitely want to hear everyone's thoughts as always. Big up to Riri, says afternoon everyone, just woke up here in the US. Big up Riri. Grace says sorry Mina, Rashford has to go. Big up to Julian in the chat, says good afternoon all. Big up Julian. Koala says Rashford got a 4-year deal, 375k a week. I don't know which top club puts him on those wages or can pay his wages. I think offloading him will definitely be difficult. It would be difficult. I understand going out and partying, but you have to put on a shift in the field, on the field as also. That's true. I think that's what people care more about. Like I said, if this happened last season, no one would care. No one would actually care. How he handled the Sancho situation has definitely added extra heat to this Rashford thing. I agree. Honestly, would we even have heard of this without the atmosphere created by that Sancho tension? I agree with that as well. And also, can I just say, like I said, I like to read The Athletic a lot because I like their articles, but they're moving like a tabloid with this. They are moving like a tabloid. I'm convinced all these injuries, illnesses all season have been covering up a lot of chaos behind the scene. Where is Mason Mount, guys? Where is Mason? I've seen for the last 2 months, Mason Mount's been out since September or beginning of October. I think end of September he's been out. At the last 2 months, I've seen videos of Mason Mount training in the gym at Carrington. Bro, where is he? Where is he? Like, I genuinely feel like there's a lot, and I agree with this. Maybe there is stuff going on behind the scenes at Carrington, at the club, that we don't know about. Someone just said, "Where's Malacia? He's vanished since the summer." The only time I've seen Malacia, is in it was like a Christmas video that Man United put out on their website, and it was like a game. It was like some sort of, I don't know, it was content on the Manchester United YouTube channel. That's the only time I've seen Malacia. I haven't seen him at games. I don't know if you lot realize, but when players are normally out injured, they will once or twice you will see them in the stands at games. Once in a while you'll see them. Casemiro was coming back from injury. We saw him in the tunnel before the game. We saw him come in the tunnel before a game at Old Trafford. I ain't seen Malacia and I ain't seen Mason Mount. I've been seeing TikTok videos of Mason Mount more. I've seen Mason Mount more on TikTok videos in the last couple months than I have seen him on anything to do with Manchester United. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know how serious his injury is. I don't know how serious it is, but For the last 2 months, and just a few days ago, if you look, go onto Manchester United's socials, they posted a video of him on a bike in Carrington, and it was like basically like he's working hard to come back. The last 2 months he's been recovering, and he's been in the gym actively working out. So how far away is he from being back on the training field? Forget even on the pitch, because how he's been in the gym for 2 months. Like, what? Must be stuff happening behind the scenes that we just don't know. We just kind of don't know about. Like, it's actually kind of funny. PSG will take him to replace Mbappe. I kind of hear that. I'm not saying that he's able to replace Mbappe, but PSG have not made good moves in their transfer window either. Kolo Muani, if Mbappe does leave, which is kind of expected, maybe United could offload him to PSG. I'm not too sure. Big up to Adol, says it's a blessing in disguise. We need Rashford out. Latata does not agree, says Rashford is Manchester United. Let's get this first and foremost straight, yeah? No one is the club. Yeah? No one is the club. All due respect to Marcus Rashford, I don't even think Marcus Rashford has had a career at United to the level that some legends have. So if Rashford was to leave, hypothetically speaking, yeah, if Man United were to sell Rashford in the summer, I don't think he goes down as a club legend. I think he goes down as maybe an icon, just because of, you know, his trajectory from the academy all the way up to the first team. Maybe we could argue that. But if we're talking about the legends of Manchester United, yeah, if we're talking about the legends, please don't be disrespectful and say Rashford is Manchester. That is a disrespectful comment. That is a very, very disrespectful comment. Big up to Botswana Puppy, says we got an AI version of Mason. Koala says, Mina, I think our 3-month free trial for Mason Mount has expired. It's like they're in jail or something. Nobody is questioning like where these people are. You know, no one is actually questioning where they are, unfortunately. Will be forgotten if we have any success. That's in reference to Rashford. This season has been a madness from everyone from top to bottom. You know what? Let's talk about obviously the game today. Yeah, because you know this season has been a chaotic one. When I'm seeing people think that we might lose to Newport, yeah. Now it is possible for United to lose, yeah, but there is no way we should be going into this game selling ourselves short. We should not be selling ourselves short. Absolutely, Newport. For them, I think it'll be a great story. Like Maidstone, I think it was Maidstone beat Ipswich yesterday, which was obviously iconic for them. But let's be for real, guys. We should not be in a place, and that's how bad this season is, that we are in a place that we are saying we have to win against Newport, or we have to beat them, or we have to be for real, guys. Please be for real. Let's be for real first and foremost. I obviously want to hear everyone's thoughts. I honestly want to hear everyone's thoughts, but I think it should be a comfortable win. I think Ten Hag will go strong. I think he'll go for a strong lineup, and it will be a comfortable performance. I think it will be a comfortable performance. Big up to Kadeem, says, hello, Mina, hope you're doing great. Big up inside. Big up, little yo-yo. Atom K says, I wonder if it was Martial doing a mount, the press and pundits would be all over it. Listen, I will say one thing, yeah. I do not like players being targeted by the press, by media, especially like negatively. I don't like that. But Atom K has a point here, because Mason Mount, we spent 60 million, yeah? Gave him 200k plus. We could have just got him free this summer, yeah? Because he's barely played for us this season anyways. And I've not heard anything about him in the media. I've heard no one questioning where he is. I have no one questioning why his return is taking so long. He's missed more games this season at Manchester United than he did in his entire time at Chelsea. So we could talk about him being injury prone at Chelsea. I don't know why the board actually signed it off for United to sign him. But no one is talking about Mason Mount's unavailability, even at a time when United were so thin in midfield. Nobody was asking questions, and it's very unfortunate. I live in a village called Newport. Well, we're hearing all the United channels constantly saying it lately. Shout out to Newport. All of you lot saying that we will win, but Atom K says, honestly, not confident we will win today. Newport will give a tough game. That has been the story of the season. Riri says we will beat Newport. Koala says we'll make Newport look like a Prem side. I'll be for real. There's no reason, guys, that we should not feel confident going into this game. And like I said, I don't mean any disrespect to Newport, but this is a Premier League side against a lower league side. Like, it's as simple as that. Even in that Wigan game, yeah, that United won, Wigan had 10 minutes where we thought maybe they were in it. Other than that, nothing. My only concern is that this is the first time that the players are kicking a ball in a couple weeks. That's my only concern. Like I said, this Rashford situation, I said it earlier on my stream, but I'm going to repeat it again if you missed it. I partially think that United should have gone away for warm weather training in the past couple of weeks. There's only 2 players left for AFCON. Only Amrabat and Onana left. Amrabat is still there. Onana apparently is already back in Manchester. But United had 2 weeks off, near enough to 2 weeks off. Why could they not go and do some warm weather training for the players that are coming back from injury, but also just to keep everyone fit and going? Instead, apparently United have had a substantial time off and had a few training sessions in between that, which to me just sounds weird. It sounds weird that we've had such a big break and they've not done warm weather training. I think a lot of other clubs did. I think Arsenal did as well. And they also do it in the women's game. They go and do warm weather training when they got a big break in the January period. So I genuinely think that should have been the case. I don't think today is going to be an exquisite performance. We are not going to pass them off the pitch, because I genuinely feel like when United come back after a substantial time off, we just look lethargic. We look tired. We just look, there's no communication. There's no link up. The players just look like they're just playing with each other for the first time over again. So unfortunately, it's going to feel a little bit like that today. I think it's going to feel like that. But I still think United should comfortably get the result. I think they should comfortably get the result, comfortably get the win. Newport will obviously be playing for the moment. They'll be playing for the headlines. You know, there's been one upset in the FA Cup this weekend. Could they possibly do another upset? And obviously, it will be the talk of the town. It will be the talk of the town. But it's so shocking to me that, as bad as our season has been, that United fans are still not confident going up against a team like Newport in the FA Cup. It's unfortunate. Worried about set pieces, to be honest. I'm hoping Scott starts. That's the first time I've heard that. It won't look pretty, but we will win. I don't think it'll be a pretty result. Let's talk about the starting lineup. Actually, Riri had a question here. It says, who do you think will play on the right today now that Rashford is sick and Garnacho will be on the left? I don't know if Garnacho will be on the left. You know, I think he might be on the right. I want to see Amad play, guys. I want to see Amad Diallo get a legit start in a game and legitly get some minutes under his belt. That is not 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. I want to see him start today. I wouldn't mind Amad on the right and Garnacho on the left. I wouldn't even mind Amad in the 10 if Bruno was to get benched, but I don't think Bruno will get dropped. I think the manager will definitely play Bruno Fernandes, and I think the manager will go strong. I think it'll be a strong lineup. I think bar Bayinda, I think everyone else will be pretty much the regulars in their positions. I think it'll be a Dallo, a Wham, who else? Varane maybe. Could Lissandro be starting? Could be. Kobe. I think that partnership could be Kobe and I would say maybe Ericsson. That midfield might be, or it could be. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Kobe and Bruno. I wouldn't mind Kobe and Bruno plays a bit more forward and Amad in the 10, if that means Anthony starts on the right and Garnacho on the left and Højlund up front. My biggest worry is that United do not have any depth as for strikers. We have no depth. So right now, Højlund will probably play 90. Hugo, I think, went out on loan, if I'm not wrong. So if hypothetically speaking, anything happens to Højlund in that game, who the hell are we playing up top? That would force, if something happened to Højlund and he got a knock or something, I think that will force United into making a move ahead of transfer deadline day. I don't know if they're waiting for the deadline day to go and approach someone like Benzema, because that's the name that I've been seeing the most. Like, he's available on a free. I've seen Chelsea fans talking about him. I've seen Arsenal fans talking about. I've seen Benzema in different Premier League shirts. I've seen so many pictures of Benzema in Premier League shirts. in the last couple of weeks during this transfer window. Of course, he's trying to leave Al Ittihad, and I think the only way they said he can leave is if he obviously takes a paycheck cut and goes out on loan. A lot of players in the Premier League, and not even just in the Premier League, across all 5 leagues, need a striker. They need a striker. I just hope that, I think it will be a physical game today. I definitely think it will be a physical game. I think the one thing that worries me about United is transition. I say this all the time. When Anthony has the ball in the opponent's half, I'm more worried that we will now concede because he always seems to get dispossessed and we get caught in a counter. And I've seen it so many times this season. So that's my only worry. Like that is my only worry. But other than that, I genuinely feel like United should cruise through this game. It should be a cruising victory, maybe 3-0 if I'm being nice enough. But obviously United have struggled to score this season, unfortunately. But I don't think why we should be so worried about stuff. I don't think why we should be so worried. Koala says Anan is in the UK, guys. Plus he hasn't played any games, so he's fresh and fit. The only energy he's used is for celebrating and shouting at 4th officials. Big up to Steffi in the chat, says I cannot stand those fake pics of players in different journeys. But Swallow Papi says we are winning convincingly today. 4-0 United, goal for Garnacho, brace for Højlund and Maguire to come in as a sub and make it 4 goals. That's a serious prediction, That's a serious prediction. Riri says don't jinx it, Mina. Abe's World says this is his starting lineup. Bayinda, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, Maino, Ericsson, Fernandez, Garnacho, Højlund, Ahmad. That's a good front line. Very strong front line for the FA Cup as well, can I just say, especially so early into the competition. But United have to do that. Big up to Robert, says sorry, I'm ill. Hope you feel better soon. Says this 350k a week makes me sick. Sick wages. I think that's in reference to Marcus Rashford. Hope you feel better, Robert. Atom K says what I don't understand about Erik ten Hag is that young players he would have used if he was at Ajax, he has either sent out on loan or sold. Let's talk about this because I feel we touched again on it earlier in the stream. I feel like the pipeline for loans to first team, there's not really a pipeline for United, unfortunately, especially over the last couple of years. I feel like sending players out on loan is more so to drive up their selling price than it is. And even then, it doesn't drive up their selling price for much because United sell their players for peanuts. So I feel like sending players out on loan, like Hannibal for me is a perfect example, yeah? Went out on loan last season. Great season at Birmingham City. I think he improved definitely from what he was the year before. Came back, had a few chances in the first team. And then I think it was after that Burnley game, we never saw him again. We barely ever saw him again. Making 2-minute, 3-minute substitution appearances here. And now he's gone back out on loan. And Sevilla are now believing that he's not starting because he's not... they don't see him being where he needs to be for the club. And to me, that's just another perfect example. Ethan Laird had 7 loan spells from when he turned 18 at Manchester United. He had 7 loan spells and not once actually got a chance in the first team. And by the time he had his 7th loan spell at QPR, had a good one, missed a couple months. I think it was because of injury, but he started the season so good for QPR, sold for peanuts. Alvaro Fernandez went out on loan to Preston North End. Hasn't got a shot in the first team. So I genuinely think like the first team, the pipeline from academy to first team when you've gone out on loan, it's not really solidified. And maybe with this new structure at the team, the new structure of the club, Ineos, etc., Omar Barada, whoever comes in as head of the technical director, all of that stuff, maybe they might look to kind of change that around because you see at City, they were selling players for 20 million from their academy who hadn't even gone out on loan. Some of them hadn't even gone out on loan. But if we were to see a better pipeline to get in, and that's why, unfortunately, guys, I do not have high hopes for Amad Diallo getting into the first team. I don't have high hopes for Amad Diallo getting into the first team. I don't think he's a plan. I don't think he's part of the plan. Right now, I think he's just a number, and United need the squad numbers. They need the depth. But the second that they do kind of get that, I think Ten Hag is going to ship him off. I can't believe we basically sold Alvaro to keep Malacia. We've not seen Malacia at all this season, unfortunately. it's normal to feel sickened by the wages, but it's the capitalism that you want to beef with, not the athletes. Exactly. That is true as well. It's capitalism. Men's football, they make money. They make bank in the men's game. But you look at, I was reading, I don't know if some of you guys saw it today, but the Financial Times put out an exclusive interview with Omar Barada. And this was before he actually joined Manchester United. So this was when he was at City. They did the interview in November, just put it out now. And he basically touched on, the clubs, just club football, and the fees and the salaries and all of that stuff. And he basically was like how you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, because once you have to be confident to walk away from deals, because once you start paying big fees for a player and giving big wages to a player, every other club will expect that. And I feel like that's kind of a shot at Manchester United, because that's all United have been doing the last 10 years, paying big fees, giving out big wages, and nothing to show for it. Absolutely nothing to show for it. What is Newport standing? I don't even know where they stand in their league. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. They are in the second division. God damn. Oh my days, they're in the second division. They are 16th out of 24. I cannot believe they're in the second division, and we're talking about them like they're literally in the first division or something. That is unfortunate. Let me know, guys, quickly. Let's touch on I don't want to talk about this Rashford thing, honestly, because I feel like it's just exhausting at this point. I just feel like it's exhausting. And the reason why I'm saying it's exhausting is not because I'm saying it's exhausting, not because it's just always that people are talking about it, but it's just that I'm just more annoyed also, guys. I'm just annoyed that it was The Athletic that put it out, because The Athletic are moving like the sun. They're moving like this. The Athletic are moving like the Sun, the Daily Mail, all of them tabloid papers, trying to get information on players and be the first to break it. You charge subscriptions. Nah. You charge for your subscription. I'm sorry. Give me my money's worth. Give me my money's worth. But let's quickly just touch on lineups today, results, predictions, etc. I'll do probably a stream later this evening. Unfortunately, it's not. I shouldn't say unfortunately, but it is a bit unfortunate because I'm going to my cousin's baby shower. But I'll be watching the game on my phone. It always seems to be baby shower. I go to baby showers when United are playing. But I will do a stream later this evening once I come home. Hopefully, it'll be a positive one as well. But in terms of frontline, or I kind of said it: Ahmad, Garnacho, Højlund. Let's just hope Højlund is going to have to carry a lot of weight on his shoulders for the next couple months. He's going to carry a lot of weight on his shoulders the next couple months. He's going to have to do a lot. But Mina, you have so many baby showers to go to. Everyone in my life is just having kids. The thing is when you go to a lot of weddings, when I've been to a lot of weddings in the last 2 years, so after that, it's just a lot of baby showers that I'm going to. I'm going to a baby shower next month. Yeah, man, it's just my social life is just, what's so funny, guys? The funny thing is that I don't really go out a lot. So when I go out, it's literally for events. It's literally just for events, unfortunately. I just like to stay home. We shouldn't ban people for saying good afternoon. Who got banned for saying good afternoon? Did someone get banned? What? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let me go look at the ban list, because I've been oblivious to it. If somebody has been banned, let me just check. I'm just having a look if there's anyone that I can see has been banned. I can't see anyone. Yeah, I can't see anyone that's been banned. Julian got banned by Aki. What? Sorry, I'm just, guys, I'm a bit of a fob in it. I'm a bit of a freshie when it comes to, I'm looking at the ban list and I can't see Julian. Let me go look at it. Sorry, let me scroll back up. It might have been an accident. Okay, nah, Julian ain't banned. I can see he got put on timeout. That's it. I can just see he's got put on timeout. But he's still here. I'm going to even make him a mod. I'll even make him a mod. Julian, if you are in the chat, please pop up. But I can see him in the chat earlier, and I can see deleted his message. I don't know why Aki did that. I don't know how, guys, you know what? I don't know how to unban people. I actually do not know. I'm such a freshie when it comes to YouTube. I'm looking at the ban list, and I can't see him on the ban list. So I don't think he's been banned. I think he's just been timed out. If any of the mods in the chat know how to unban people, please do it. Please do it for me, guys. Make me mod Mina. I will get you subscribers from India to East Africa. I've already got enough mods. He got put on timeout for 1,000 seconds. Nah, you're kidding. You're kidding. Yeah, Steffi is the A1 mod, and she just said that she can see that he's been timed out. Julian, I'm so sorry. That person will be getting their mod rights taken away, and I've given you the mod rights instead. So this won't happen again. Sometimes, guys, I'm not even gonna lie, it's happened to me before. Yeah, Julian, I'm so sorry on behalf of Aki as well, and Aki will come and explain himself or herself in the chat. I've done it once on United View, where I was watching United View on my phone, and I was like doing stuff whilst I had my phone in my pocket. So I'm listening, but because it's in my pocket, I was banning bare people. Literally, like I think I banned like 10 people on the stream, and people were so confused as to why they were getting banned. And then Josh messaged me and was like, "Why the hell are you banning people?" I said, "My bad, bro." I said, "My phone's in my pocket. I'm just listening to the stream." So I know that happens sometimes. Obviously, the mods have mod rights and they use it wisely. So Julian, I do apologize. Julian is an appreciated member here on the channel as well, and I can guarantee you that won't happen again. Big up Nadir says, "Big up Mina." I don't know why you'd get I don't know why you'd get banned for saying good afternoon. Like, that's not something to get banned for. Mina, your mod's moving crazy. Koala started it. Koala is the biggest problem in the mods. RIP to a real one. I'm sure Julian's here somewhere in the chat. I'm hoping Julian is here because I can't see, like, he hasn't messaged in the chat. So I don't know if he's here or he's actually left the stream because he's upset that he got put on timeout. But we will get that rectified as soon as possible. And that said person has had their mod rights removed from them. And now Julian is a mod. Big up to Julian. Justice for Julian. You lot know Mina's problem is British people are so serious on streams, they don't know what fun bants are. I think Lutata is not happy that I'm not making him a mod. I think that's what that's about. I got timed out by Brush's butt on Rich's channel. I don't think I've ever been timed out, you know. I don't think I've ever been timed out. Let's get back to the football talk. Nadir says, if United lose today, does Eric Ten Hag get sacked? Do you guys think so? I don't. The idea of United losing today, guys, is very far-fetched for me. It's a very far-fetched assumption or prediction. I just don't see it happening. That's why I haven't really touched on this topic, because I just don't see it happening. Like, it's literally, I don't see it happening. So I don't see the point of talking about it. But Louis van Gaal lost to MK Dons, no? We lost it. Louis van Gaal lost to MK Dons. Did he get sacked after that? He didn't. I think it's only because the pressure is on Ten Hag and it's been on Ten Hag. What's United's run of games? I know we've got an interesting run of games in March. I know in March United have an interesting run of games. So we got Wolves on Thursday, and then quick turnaround, we got West Ham next Sunday, and then we got Villa, Luton Town, and then this is where the run of games start for United, where they got Fulham, Man City, Everton, Sheffield, Brentford, Chelsea, Liverpool, Bournemouth. Damn, that's a lot of run of games. That is a lot of run of games. The run of games in February, the only thing that concerns me is that, like, we're playing, you know, the manager's favorite excuse is that when we play 3 games in a week or in an 8-day period, you know, that's going to always be the first excuse if United are not playing well or we lose. We got Wolves on Thursday, and then so we got Newport today, then we got Wolves on Thursday, and then we got West Ham on Sunday. So again, that's 3 games in a 7-day period, and on top of that, we do not have the depth. I don't think we've got the strongest depth unless a lot of players are coming back from injury and they're available. We know Mason Mount is not available. We know Malacia is not available. I wonder if Casemiro will be back. The front line is looking very thin. I hope Marcus Rashford is back. Not that I think that United need him, but he's a number. He's a player, and that would take a lot of weight off of the likes of Rasmus Højlund, who right now is going to have to cover the burden of being Manchester United's number 9 consistently throughout the rest of the season, unless United go out and buy someone in the January window. But like I said, it looks very unlikely that United buy anybody, not just the men's team, but also the women's team. I don't see them buying anyone in the January transfer window. And also, I just think this January transfer window has been dead just across the entire football world. I don't think it's been an entertaining transfer window. I feel like also the idea of a lot of managers leaving the club, the summer is going to be literally about transfers, but it's also going to be about managerial appointments. It's going to be about the managerial appointments as well. So, you know, Liverpool already looking for a manager, will be looking for a manager. Barcelona as well. You don't know if Chelsea might be looking for a manager. Man United might be looking for a manager. I'm not going to say City, Arsenal, etc. Newcastle might be looking for a new manager. And that's just like the top clubs. That's just the top clubs. There could be literally manager. Bayern Munich could be looking for a new manager. It literally might be the summer of managers. Like it might be the summer of manager appointments. But just on the topic of Erik Ten Hag getting sacked, I don't see United losing, so I don't see Ten Hag getting sacked. But if United did lose to Newport, do you guys think that is a clause for sacking? Do you guys genuinely think that? Because also one thing that annoys me about Erik Ten Hag, and post-game, he always says this kind of stuff. First and foremost, actually, guys, the likes and the views, it's not adding up right now. So be sure to hit the like button. If you've just come through, be sure to hit the like button. Don't be a disgrace. You can join the membership club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get custom member content, and of course, you get your custom emojis, and you get to support the growth of the channel as always. So be sure to check that out. It's the pinned comment in the chat. And be sure to subscribe as always. We've got AFCON content coming throughout the week, Man United content, of course. We've got some EAFC content. We just got different types of content in it. We got different types of content. But quickly, just back to the point of Erik Ten Hag. He said after a game that United are still in 2 trophy runs. I couldn't believe, I genuinely, the shock on my face when he said that after a game. And you know what? To say that you are still in for FA Cup, I understand. But to say that we are still in the Premier League race, that's delusion. That's actually delusion at that point. If Erik Ten Hag had just said, you know what, we still have a shot at a trophy this year, you know, we're in the FA Cup, we have to make a good run, I would have said, I would have been like, I bet. But you said we're in 2 trophies. You said we're in 2 trophies, and one of them is the Premier League, where I don't even know where we are in the league right now. I swear, mathematically, we can still win the league. Mathematically, I could be a billionaire. I could be a billionaire mathematically. Anything is possible when it comes to mathematically, but mathematically means that you put a lot of hope in the hands of other clubs. Do you know how many other teams have to drop points for us to win the league, guys? Do you know how many people have to drop points for Man United to win the league? That is so unrealistic. Mathematically, it's possible, but it's not realistic. It's not realistic at all. So I think we should be realistic. I said realistic way too many times. Man United must go Italian, De Zerbi or Inzaghi. I've seen a lot of this whole. I've seen a lot of this topic of discussion about who United should go for if Ten Hag gets sacked. It's not really a thought I've put in. I've heard people talking about Hansi Flick, Zidane. Please let that ship sail, guys. Let that ship sail. Obviously, the biggest topic of discussion has been Potter and De Zerbi because they're liked by Ineos. Inzaghi is not a name that I've really heard too much. I've heard the Xabi Alonso. Of recent, I've even heard Xavi after he announced that he's leaving Barcelona. So I've heard that as well. I've just not given it much thought, just because I don't see the only way I see Ten Hag getting sacked is if United go on a very poor run of games. If United go on a very poor run of games, and when I say poor run of games, I mean losing like 6 in a row. If United are still mathematically, it's possible for United to still get top 4. I don't think Ten Hag gets sacked. By the way, after this season, he's only got 1 year left on his contract. So it'd probably be easier for them to part ways with him in the summer if they wanted to than it would be in the middle of the season, because then they have to go out and appoint a caretaker manager. And then on top of that, then they have to appoint a new manager as well. I think what they're doing now, I think what Ineos are doing now is they're putting the possibilities in place for different outcomes. So I think they are preparing. And you know what? Omar Barada said something very interesting in his interview with the Financial Times, and I actually tweeted it because he said something that I've said quite a lot. So in the article, it says that Barada stressed the importance of having a football identity on the pitch, supported by the football director who understands the club's playing style and has a multi-year view of what the squad needs to look like, and a coach who believes in this approach. And it's kind of like what I've been saying the last couple of months, is that if Ineos come in, they're going to look to create a structure that will go on regardless of who the manager is. And that's simply because they've got the football structure in place. And that's looks like why they've hired Omar Barada to come in and do that, to bring in a football director that can, oversee the transfers and the technical direction of the team, the playing style, have a manager that can do that, to implement that. And no matter what, if United sack their manager, that will continue. That will always continue, because they will bring in the managers that can implement those playing styles, that can play the way that the club's vision it basically entails. And that's what a lot of the clubs that are well-oiled and well-run, that kind of is what happens. Not gonna lie, I like what Klopp said about how people think about him when he's leaving, not when he's coming to Liverpool. I hope it'll be a good one for Eric. Yeah, I hope if he departs, when he departs, I hope it's a good one. If we don't get Champions League, he will go. Not before, I don't think. Yeah, I think it's once they realize that it's impossible for United to make champs, I think Ten Hag's gone. But as long as United are in that race for top 4 and it's mathematically possible and it's more realistic than, say, winning the title, then I think he will be given that shot. I think the biggest thing for Ten Hag this summer is understanding, I guess, where he stands on transfers. If he's no longer in a position where he can influence transfers and he can make recommendations and he can bring in people, I think he might walk. Because when he came in, apparently that was one of the biggest parts of him coming into Manchester United, was the fact that he wanted to be heavily involved in the transfers, and not just that, he wanted to be responsible for picking out the players that he wanted. So it was more so the recruitment staff basically had nothing to do. Whereas now Ineos are more under the impression that the manager just manages. He can make recommendations, but he doesn't get the final say. He doesn't get to veto transfers. He doesn't do any of that. And if that's the case, Ten Hag might actually walk, forget getting sacked. He might just say, this is not what I agreed to when I came in 2 years ago. This is what I agreed. And that might not be a condition that he's happy with, and it might make him want to leave. So that definitely could be the case. Don't forget, Stephen McLaren is on the bench. Eric Ten Hag should not feel too comfy. That could definitely be an option for, caretaker manager if Ten Hag gets sacked. But I'm not thinking about that. I genuinely think, guys, call me delusional, or call me weird, I feel like it's like a new start for Man United, because we've had such a long period off. Like I genuinely can't. When did we last play Spurs, which was on the 14th, and today is now the 28th. So it's basically 14 days. It feels like it's been a month since I last watched United, and I just feel like maybe this is word to High School Musical. This is the start of something new. I'm not saying we're going on a title charge, but maybe this is just a fresh slate to start the season all over again. I don't know what it is. I have a positive vibe. Like, it sounds so delusional, and I might come back later this evening absolutely livid at what we just watched, but I'm feeling positive, and that is a change from how I'm normally feeling about Manchester United, that's for sure. Minna with the High School Musical references. That, come on, man, you lot know I like High School Musical. You lot know that's one of my favorite movies. I love that. Big up to Anthony, been a member for 2 months. Says big up Minna and everyone in the chat. Big up Anthony, been a member for 2 months. That's basically since memberships have been available. Remember, we have the same players, so because yeah, maybe I should think about that as well. We're all in this together. Word to Broderick, another High School Musical reference. Mary Earps picks, I know High School Musical. I don't know how you don't know High School Musical. Like, I don't know how you don't know that. High School Musical 2 is my favorite one of the trio. I hate the third one. Second is my favorite. First one is all right. I'm not going to say how old I was when the first one came out, but I have a rewatch of High School Musical probably like every year. Every year I only watch the first two. I don't even watch the third one because I don't like it. But I watched the first two. And I remember during lockdown, during COVID, during the pandemic, had a lot of time to watch stuff. This is when Disney Plus came out. I made my nephews and my nieces sit down and watch 2 High School Musical movies. Yeah, they hated it. They said, why do they keep singing? They couldn't understand the concept of a musical. They were like, why do they keep singing every 5 minutes? Meanwhile, me at my big age, I know all the songs, I know the dance routines, I know half of the words. Literally, like I could literally read the script for you. I can tell you, what's her name? Sharpay? Misunderstood. Sharpay was only when I grew up, I realized that Sharpay was misunderstood in that movie. And they really painted her out to be a bad person. They really painted her out to be a bad person. But when I watched it as an adult, I've realized Sharpay is misunderstood. She was actually probably my favorite character. I could not stand what's her name? I like Zac Efron was all right. Of course, Troy Bolton. Troy Bolton was all right. But the girl that he was, Gabriella, couldn't stand her. Couldn't stand her. Why are the shoes so squeaky? Listen, I'm so glad we got High School Musical fans in the chat because it's not just me. I'm so glad it's not just me. Mina went off on a High School Musical rant. You lot are making me want to go watch it back. You lot, listen, I love a good Disney Channel movie. You know, them Disney Channel between 2004-5 to like 2008, undefeated when it came to movies. Yeah, forget High School Musical. There was another movie called Starstruck I watched on Disney Channel. If you guys have watched it yet, honestly, if anyone in the chat knows Starstruck, yeah, then you are a legend. You are absolutely a legend because that's another one of my favorite Disney Channel movies. Obviously, Disney Channel had High School Musical was the biggest one. Then they had things like Jump In and all of that. But Starstruck, my favorite movie. Listen, guys, I loved High School Musical so much. I had the game on PlayStation, the karaoke game. That's how much I loved it. I had it on PS3. Anyways, let me stop. Let me just stop. Let me stop. But I'm glad there's some people in the chat that understand High School Musical and the references to it. And I have a habit of actually using the song lines as a reference. I have a habit of doing that. But big up to everyone, man. You lot know what it is. Let's quickly get the predictions out of the way before we wrap it up. I'm saying Man United 3-0. I'm going for a 3-0 win. Sorry, I'm thinking about High School Musical. I want to watch it today. I might have to find the time this week to watch it. But yeah, 3-0. I'm going 3-0 Manchester United. 3-0 Manchester United. I'm hoping it's a Højlund goal, Ahmad, and Garnacho. Basically the front three. I hope the front three hit the score sheet. You know what it is also from High School Musical. No, it's not. That's not from High School Musical. Cosmic says 5-0. We're scoring 5 goals this season in a game. Is that possible? I thought I was being humble saying 3-0. I thought that was very humble of me. Riri says 2-0. Everyone expecting clean sheets, which I am too. I'm hoping actually Bayinda doesn't have a lot of work to do. Like, I genuinely hope that Bayinda doesn't have a lot of work to do. It would be hilarious, I swear, guys. If the camera pans to the crowd and we see Onana there, I will laugh. I will actually just die of laughter. It's an away match, 1-0 United. That's a valid point because United don't do well away from home. We don't really be doing well away from home. So that is a valid point. I think we're looking past that. Obviously, Newport fans are going to be up for it. It's going to be a smaller stadium. But United, it's like the Premier League team against League Two team. Come on. No, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but this is more so reflecting on Manchester United. Like, we should be comfortably feeling like we're going to win. We should absolutely feel comfortably that we're going to beat Newport. Of course, we've seen an upset this week already in the FA Cup. We've seen an upset this weekend, but apparently Liverpool are drawing 1-1 against Norwich. You see, anything is possible. It's the power of the cup. That's what they always call it. What do they call it? Yeah, it's the power of the cup. Anything, it can happen. Broderick says, it's Newport, guys. Guys, that comment might come back to bite us later on. That comment might actually come back to bite us later on. But I'm staying optimistic. I'm staying with my 3-0. Hopefully Bayinda ain't got a lot of work to do. Hopefully our backline can get involved in the attack a lot because, you know, we're just dominating possession. I'm expecting like a 75% possession ratio. Like, that's honestly what I expect. And I hope it's not too blasphemous for me to expect that. But, you know, Premier League players against League 2 players. We should be the top. Like, it should be as simple as that. Listen to Steffi, guys. Be sure to hit the like button. The magic of the cup, says Broderick. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's the magic of the cup. But like I said, similar to Steffi, be sure to hit the like button, guys. We are on the road to 3K. It's my birthday in about 3.5 weeks, or maybe less than that. It's my birthday in about 3 weeks. So I'm trying to hit 3K hopefully before my birthday. We've got a lot of content coming throughout this week. We'll be consistent. I know January has been a very inconsistent month for me, but I'll be consistent this week. We have a stream later on tonight after the game. We got an AFCON watch along tomorrow. We got one on Tuesday. We got some Manchester United streams. I've been trying to get a hold of Marcel for the last how many weeks. Like, that guy is such a busy guy. I don't even know what he's busy doing. But I'm trying to get Marcel on so we could talk about the new path that Manchester United are going on with Ineos. I'm gonna bring on Saeed as well. If there is anybody that you want me to bring on the channel within reason, let me know, guys, in the chat, and I will try my best to bring them on. And I'll be bringing on some non-Manchester United fans so we can talk about non-Manchester United stuff. I might do a weekly show with other fans of top 6 so that we could just talk about the top 6 teams. If that's something that you are interested in seeing, do let me know and we'll make it happen. And of course, I'll be back with my Twitch streams because I've just been shambles. I've been shambles, but you lot know what it is. Manchester United versus Newport today, 5th round of the FA Cup. Like I said, I'm going for a nice 3-0 victory. It has to be that. A nice clean sheet, Manchester United dominance against a League 2 team. Otherwise, I will come back to eat my words later on. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe. You can join the membership club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your custom member content. You get custom emojis. And you get a nice little badge next to your name. Big up to everyone. You guys know what it is. I'll be back later on. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon wherever you are, or morning or night, depending on where you are in the world. And I'll be back later on. You guys know what it is. It's your girl, Mina. Until later, come on, United. Peace.